Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is a fantastic Friday and we have so much to unpack today. Grab your coffee or your tea, settle in, and let's dive right into the absolute madness happening in Port Charles this week. We have some serious theories to discuss, so let's get into it. I literally cannot even process what I just watched, and I need to get this out of my system before I explode. I'm sitting here typing furiously at 2 a.m. because what is this show doing? I mean, I love it, I'm obsessed. But sometimes the writers just want to test our sanity. Are we seriously supposed to believe that Dante Falconeri, the supposedly brilliant PCPD detective, is only just now starting to put the pieces together about Ross Cullum's shooting? And don't even get me started on Jason taking the fall for Rocco. I am screaming at my screen. I know some people are loving this whole Jason as the ultimate protector angle, but personally, I am losing my mind over the execution of this storyline. Let's just back up for a second. React first, explain later, right? I cannot believe they're using a hand injury as a smoking gun in this plot. Yes, you heard me. A hand injury. Jason is currently sitting in WSB custody, taking the blame for putting a bullet in Ross Cullum on Pier 55. But we all know the truth. We know that Rocco Falconeri's sweet innocent teenage Rocco is the one who actually pulled the trigger to save Britt Westbourne and Jason. And Jason, being the stoic martyr he always is, immediately took the blame to protect Dante and Lulu's kid, which, okay, is very on brand for Jason. But the way this is unraveling is just peak soap opera foolishness, and I am here for it. But also, I want to pull my hair out, because here is the glaring, flashing red flag that Dante is finally starting to notice. Jason's hand is injured, and Dante is looking at this like, wait a minute, yes, Dant, wait a minute. I've been watching this show since 2015, and if there's one thing we know about Jason, it is that the man does not make rookie mistakes. He is a precision instrument. Ever since his traumatic brain injury in that car crash with AJ, decades ago, Jason's entire life path was altered to make him the most efficient, emotionless, precise enforcer in the mob. He doesn't just accidentally mangle his hand during a clean shoot. Jason was bandaged up at the PCPD the night of the shooting, and Dante is finally realizing that the injury to Jason's hand is a massive neon sign that his confession is completely bogus. But wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about the other hand injury in town, Rocco Falconeri's hand. Remember how Lulu had to call Isaiah Gannon for a secret? House call. Because Rocco's hand was severely infected, and Isaiah confirmed it was bad, so Lulu had to rush Rocco to the GH emergency room. Yeah. Didn't work to keep it a secret then either. Rocco gave some bogus story about how he heard it, but the reality is that the kid injured his hand from the recoil or the struggle when he shot Cullum. So now we have two people in Port Charles with highly suspicious, identical hand injuries from the exact same night, and who is sitting right in the middle of this entire medical mess, Elizabeth Baldwin. I mean, of course it's Liz. It always comes back to Liz when Jason is involved, and I am honestly so here for it. Cullum has been aggressively interrogating Elizabeth, demanding to know if she was the one who patched Jason up that night. Cullum is suspicious. Dante is suspicious. Everyone is suspicious. But the writers have made absolutely sure that Liz knows about Jason's hand. She knows exactly what his injury looks like. And guess what else she knows? She knows about Rocco's hand. Am I the only one who sees exactly how this is going to play out? Liz has already heard Rocco's completely bogus cover story when Lulu brought him into GH to get patched up. Liz is a brilliant nurse. She is observant. She knows Jason's body and his injuries better than almost anyone else on this planet because she has spent years stitching him up in secret locations. She is going to look at Jason's hand, and then she's going to look at Rocco's hand, and the light bulb is going to go off. Liz is going to put two and two together and realize that Jason and Rocco have the exact same injury. I'm sorry, but this is the best and worst thing they've done in months. Best because I love seeing Liz actually get to use her brain and be central to a major mystery. Worst because it makes the PCPD look completely incompetent. Why is it taking a nurse to solve a WSB level shooting? Dante is supposed to be the commissioner, or at least the lead detective on all these massive cases, and he's walking around completely blind to the fact that his own son is a shooter. I know Dante is juggling a million investigations. Right now he's looking into Jen Sidwell. He's mulling over the Marco Rios murder with Ada Justine Turner. He's dealing with the Curtis and Jordan car crash, but come on. The clues are literally sitting in his own living room. So let's talk about the Liz and Dante dynamic. because this is where the storyline is about to head in a jaw-dropping direction. Liz and Dante have been growing closer lately. They've been sharing scenes, building this really solid foundation of trust. And Dante is beginning to realize that something is not adding up with Cullum's shooting. He knows Jason's story is full of holes. He knows Jason wouldn't be this sloppy. So, who is he going to turn to Liz? Dante's going to open up to Liz about his questions, his doubts, his fears that something much bigger is going on. And Liz, bless her heart, is going to be the one to blow this cover up sky high. I can see the scene perfectly in my head. Dante is venting to her, pacing around, talking about Jason's hand. And Liz is just going to freeze. The realization is going to wash over her face. She'll remember Rocco coming into the ER with Lulu sporting the exact same injury, telling a story that made absolutely zero sense. The similarities are too glaring to ignore. With Liz growing closer to Dante, she could very well be the one who tells him what really happened that night. But will Liz get the story straight? That's the million-dollar question. I mean, it's a huge leap to go from they have the same hand injury to your teenage son shot the director of the WSB. Liz is going to have to carefully piece this together. She might initially think Jason and Rocco were in some sort of accident together. But the more she learns about the timeline, the more she talks to Dante, the more the picture will eventually become clear. She is going to realize that Jason is protecting Rocco. Jason is sacrificing his own freedom sitting in a WSB holding cell to keep Rocco out of Steinmauer. And when Liz finally drops this bomb on Dante, oh my god, the drama. I am literally vibrating just thinking about the acting we are going to get in those scenes. Dante is going to have a very difficult time believing what Liz tells him. He's going to be in complete and utter denial. Not my son. Rocco is a good kid. He was doing community service. He wouldn't shoot a man in the back. But deep down, Dante is going to know she's right. He's going to remember how quiet Rocco has been lately. How terrified the kid looked when Dante was trying to bond with him at the ball field. How Rocco has been visibly carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. Okay, back to the point. Dante is going to be stunned by his son's actions. But he is also going to be incredibly grateful to Liz for figuring this out. Because if Liz hadn't put the pieces together, Cullum might have figured it out first. And if Cullum finds out that Rocco's the one who shot him, Britt already said it in the GH chapel, if Cullum finds out you shot him, we're dead. Cullum is ruthless. He is vengeful. He stabbed Marco Rios to death. If he realizes a teenager got the drop on him, he won't hesitate to wipe Rocco off the map. Dante needs to know the truth so he can protect his boy. But here is where I am going to get really, really mad at the writers if they go down this route. Dante is going to learn the truth. He's going to realize Jason saved his son's life by taking the fall. But will Dante actually be grateful to Jason H.A.? This is Port Charles. No good deed goes unpunished. I am calling it right now. Dante is going to use this to blame Jason for Rocco's decision to shoot Cullum that night. I can already hear the dialogue. You brought this violence into his life, Jason. Your mob lifestyle, your guns, your constant danger, it corrupted my son. I can literally see Dante pointing his finger, getting all high and mighty. And I am going to be so mad. Has Dante completely forgotten his own history? Has he forgotten that he literally shot his own father, Sonny Corinthos, back in the day? Dante is not a saint. He knows what it's like to be pushed to the absolute brink and pull the trigger. So for him to turn around and act like Jason is this evil mastermind who forced a gun into Rocco's hand is going to be infuriating. Jason is a lot of things, but he has always tried to keep the kids out of the mob life. Always. I'm sorry, but if Dante blames Jason, I am going to throw my remote at the television. Yes. Jason's lifestyle is dangerous. Yes. Danny is currently running around trying to join Sonny's mob to get revenge on Jen Sidwell because he idolizes his father. But Rocco made his own choice. Rocco picked up that gun to save Britt and Jason. Jason didn't tell him to do it. Jason didn't want him to do it. Jason is literally sacrificing everything to protect Rocco from the consequences of that choice. If Dante turns around and arrests Jason or blasts him for being a bad influence, it is going to be the most hypocritical thing ever. Remember when they tried this kind of storyline years ago, when everyone blamed Jason for everything that went wrong in this town? Even when he was the one taking the bullets for them. Yeah, it didn't work then either. It just makes the other characters look ungrateful. I know Dante is a cop and he has a duty to the law, but this is his son. He needs to recognize that Jason is the only reason Rocco isn't currently sitting in a federal prison or in a body bag, courtesy of Ross Cullum. And what about Lulu and all of this? She is already fuming because Cassius, who is still parading around as Nathan, which is a whole other level of crazy, told her that Rocco confessed the secret to Britt. Lulu is on edge. She's terrified. If Dante finds out the truth from Liz, Dante is going to realize that Lulu has been lying to his face this entire time. The betrayal is going to be massive. Dante has been aggressively grilling Lulu, asking her what she's hiding, and she's been playing dumb. When this blows up, it is going to blow up their entire family dynamic. Dante is going to look at Lulu and realize she chose to protect the secret over trusting him. And honestly, I kind of get why Lulu did it. She's a mother protecting her cub. But Dante is a cop first, father second in a lot of his reactions, and Lulu knows that. That's why she kept her mouth shut. But the fallout is going to be nuclear. And Cassius, I don't even get me started on Cassius acting like he cares about Rocco when he's just trying to protect his own cover and keep Sidwell happy. I know some people are loving the slow burn, but personally, I need the truth to come out yesterday. I need Dante to confront Rocco. I need Rocco to break down and cry and confess everything to his dad, just like he did with Britt in the chapel. And I desperately need someone to get Jason out of WSB custody before Cullum decides to just eliminate him permanently. Danny is out here recklessly crashing cars with Charlotte Cassadine because he's so grief-stricken and desperate to bring his dad home. This secret is destroying multiple families. So, to wrap up my late night rant, because I'm emotionally exhausted, Elizabeth Baldwin is the MVP of this storyline. She is the linchpin, she holds the key to the hand injuries, and she is going to be the one to guide Dante to the truth. I am absolutely here for Detective Liz. But I am dreading the inevitable Dante versus Jason fallout. I just want Jason to catch a break. I want Rocco to get some therapy, and I want Cullum to be locked away forever. Is that too much to ask for? Let me know if I'm the only one feeling this way. Because I feel like I'm taking crazy pills watching this unfold.